Good evening to everyone. So I would like to welcome you all for tonight's program. So today we are very happy to have among us Professor Kumar Sarma. তেখেতে বজালি অঞ্চলৰ পৰা তাতে পঢ়ি মানে পাটাচাৰীকুছি বিদ্যালয়ত পঢ়িছিলে মই এটা চমু পৰিচয় তেওঁক দি দিছো বহুতে হয়তো তেওঁক জানেই so probably most of you know him already but he grew up near Bozali and he had his school education in Patacharkusi and then after completing his HSLC with a 4th position in the state. So and we are talking about probably early 80s. And then he joined Cotton College. Then thereafter he went to Delhi University. He graduated from there. He completed his master's degree, MPhil and PhD as well. And after that, he returned to Assam. He was a faculty member at Cotton College first, then at Guwahati University. Then he joined IIT Guwahati. And then he has been working here as a professor. And he was also a former head at IIT Guwahati, Department of Mathematics. And he is also very much involved in MTTS for more than 25 years. আৰু আমাৰ ছাত্ৰ-ছাত্ৰী সকলে বিশেষকৈ আমাৰ নৰ্থ ইষ্ট বা অসমৰ ল'ৰা-ছোৱালী সকলে খুব কমেহে আসলতে MTTS প্ৰগ্ৰামত পাৰ্টিসিপেট কৰে গতিকে আমি আজি ভৱদাকো অনুৰোধ কৰিম তেখেতৰ বক্তব্যৰ পাছত যাতে MTTS প্ৰগ্ৰামৰ বিষয়ে সকলোকে কয় তেখেত অসম একাডেমি অফ যদি অসম গণিত শিক্ষায়তনৰ লগতো বিশেষভাৱে জড়িত তাৰ পাছত আমাৰ মেথমেটিক্স টিচাৰ্ছ এছ'চিয়েশ্যন গতিকে তেখেতে বহুত সময় ছাত্ৰ-ছাত্ৰীৰ বাবে বা অঞ্চলটোৰ বাবে গোটেই সমগ্ৰ দেশতে for spreading and development of the mathematics among students বহুত ধৰণৰ কাম কৰি আহিছে so এই বিষয়ে ভৱদাই ক'ব আৰু আজি মূল বিষয়টো হৈছে ৰিয়েল এনালাইসিস দি গেটৱে টু হায়াৰ মেথমেটিক্স কাৰণ আমি যেতিয়া স্কুলত পঢ়ো আমাৰ তেতিয়া আমি ৰিয়েল এনালাইসিস বা এনালাইসিস আমাৰ কাৰণে কলেজত এটা নতুন বিষয় হৈ পৰে আৰু এটা খুবই এটা ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট সাবজেক্ট যাৰ বিষয়ে ভৱদাই বহলাই ক'ব তদুপৰি আমাৰ কলেজীয়া ছাত্ৰ-ছাত্ৰীসকলে কিদৰে প্ৰস্তুতি চলালে ভৱিষ্যত জীৱনৰ বাবে তেওঁলোক আগবাঢ়ি যোৱাত সুবিধা হয় সেই বিষয়ে ক'ব আৰু 15 মিনিট শিক্ষাৰ অন্যান্য দিশৰ বিষয়ে পাছত আমাৰ ৰিফাত দাক মই ক'বলৈ অনুৰোধ জনালো এতিয়া মই আমন্ত্ৰণ জনাইছো প্ৰফেসৰ ভবা কুমাৰ শৰ্মা ভৱদা প্লিজ
Thank you, Anupam. Good evening to all. আজি ইমানখিনি মানুহ একেলগে দেখি ছাত্ৰ-ছাত্ৰী একেলগে পাই খুব ভাল লাগিছে so real analysis so আমি যাক বাস্তৱ বিশ্লেষণ বুলি কৈছো আমি ঠিক নাজানো যে অসমীয়া প্ৰতিশব্দ বাস্তৱ বিশ্লেষণ হয় নে নাই so but real analysis I think everyone knows who are studying mathematics গতিকে আমি সেই সম্পৰ্কে অকমান কথা পাতিম আৰু মই পাৰ্সোনালি মই ভাবো যে real analysis is the gateway to higher mathematics তাৰ কাৰণ সম্পৰ্কে মই এটা কম আৰু যেহেতু আমাৰ খুব বহুত সময় ধৰি আমি আলোচনা বিলোচনা কৰিব সুযোগ নাপাম ইয়াতে খুব সংক্ষেপে আমি দুই এটা কথা কম আৰু এটো মই জনোৱা চেষ্টা কৰিম যে how to overcome the difficulty of learning real analysis okay? So why real analysis and why I'm saying that it is gateway to higher mathematics আমি is a school পৰ্যায়ত up to higher secondary আমি যি ধৰণে আমি অংক শিকো mathematics আমি শিকো this is what we say it is mostly intuitive and algorithmic intuitive মানে কি কৈছো যে হ্যাঁ এটো দেখিলেই ম্যাথমেটিক্সৰ কিবা এটা কথা কোৱা গৈছে এটো দেখিলে আমি যেন বুজি পাওঁ এটো এনেকুৱাটো হ'ব লাগে হ'বই কিয় হয় কেনেকৈ হয় ইমানখিনি গুৰুত্ব ইমানখিনি ভিতৰলে আমি নজুৱাকেও আমি বহুতখিনি আমি শিকিব পাৰো যেনে ক্যালকুলাস আৰু দ্বিতীয়তে অ্যালগৰিথমিক এই কাৰণে যে আমি অংক যিমানখিনি আমি কৰো মোষ্টলি আমি ইনটিউটিভলি আমি এইটো নিয়ম এটা এনেকুৱা হ'ব বুলি পেলাই আমি এই ধাৰণা কৰি পেলাই আমি বনাই লওঁ যেনে ফৰ এক্সাম্পল if f is f and g are continuous at a point then f plus g is continuous at that point okay এটা ইনটিউটিভ কথা f আৰু g দুইটাই যদি এটা পইণ্টত যদি কন্টিনিউয়াস হয় তাহলে সাম ফাংশনটো f plus g that is also continuous গতিকে সেইটো আমি আৰু প্ৰমাণ কৰা বা হেৰি কৰা স্কুল পৰ্যায়ত আমি সেইটো আমি চেষ্টা নকৰোঁ গতিকে আমি ইনটিউশন লৈ পেলাই আমি আগবাঢ়ি পেলাই আমি কিছুমান নিয়ম আমি বান্ধিলো আৰু সেই নিয়ম মতে যেনে ডিফাৰেন্সিয়েশ্যনৰ নিয়ম ইন্টিগ্ৰেশ্যনৰ নিয়ম এই ধৰণৰ এইবিলাক নিয়মৰ ভিত্তিত আমি অংক কৰোঁ বাট when you go for higher mathematics যে এই যে আমি এটা ফাংশনৰ এইটো লিমিট হ'ব লিমিট ইনটিউটিভলি আমি কৈছো যে x স্কয়াৰ okay 1 by x squared will go to 1 by 4 if x goes to half right so intuitively it is true কিন্তু যেতিয়া এটোটো আমি দেখা পাইছো ফাংশনটো আমি দেখা পাইছো কিন্তু বহুত সময়ত এনেকুৱা হ'ব যে ফাংশনটো আমি দেখা পোৱা নাই আমি ফাংশনটোৰ আমি নিৰ্দিষ্ট এটা সংজ্ঞা বা নিৰ্দিষ্ট এটা ফৰ্মুলা আমাৰ হাতত নাই কিন্তু আমি ফাংশনটোৰ এইটো যে কিছুমান আমি তাৰ প্ৰপাৰ্টি আমি দেখিছো আৰু সেই প্ৰপাৰ্টিখিনিৰ ভিত্তিত আমি যদি দেখিছো যে এই ফাংশনটো এটা কন্টিনিউয়াস ফাংশন হয় তেনেহলে যদি f হাফ যদি 1 by 4 হয় তেনেহলে ওকে সো তাৰ যদি ওচৰত যদি কিবা এটা পইণ্ট লওঁ সেইটো 1 by 4 ৰ ওচৰত আই মিন 1 by 4 ৰ ওচৰত থাকিব ওকে সো এই গোটেই কথাটো যে এইটো এটা এক ধৰণৰ ভিত্তি ওকে এটা গাণিতিক ভিত্তি যে তাৰ প্ৰমাণ এই প্ৰমাণৰ এই গোটেই কথাবিলাক আহি পৰে যেতিয়া আমি আগবাঢ়ি যাওঁ এটা সময়ত ইনটিউশনেই কেৱল কাম নিদিয়ে সেইটো আমি এটা বেলেগ পৰ্যায়লৈ তাৰ এটা গাণিতিক ভিত্তি তাৰ এটা প্ৰমাণৰ পৰ্যায়লৈ আমি গুচি যাওঁ আৰু সেই অৱস্থাতে আমাৰ ক্যালকুলাসটো হৈ পৰে ৰিয়েল এনালাইসিস এটা কথা মই আগতে এতিয়া কৈ লওঁ যে গণিতৰ যেটো মুভিং যেটো যে গণিত বা যিকোনো সায়েন্সে যিকোনো বিজ্ঞানৰ যে প্ৰসাৰ এই প্ৰসাৰটো কেৱল এই যে আমি যেটো মানে আমি বিজ্ঞানৰ আমি ৰিগাৰ বুলি যেটো কওঁ যে এনালাইসিসত আমি ৰিগৰাস ওয়েট ফাংশনৰ লিমিট মানেনো কি তাৰ এটা ডেফিনেশন লৈ ওকে ফাংশনৰ কন্টিনিউটি মানে কি এটা ডেফিনেশন লৈ এইটো যেটো আমি কৰো সেইটো ৰিগাৰ hey rigor that is not the moving force for science the moving force for science is finally it is intuition it is the thought process okay মানুহে যে বিজ্ঞানৰ প্ৰসাৰ যেতিয়া হৈছে এটা নতুন বস্তু আৱিষ্কাৰ হৈছে সেইটো কোনোবা নহয় কোনোবা এটা মানুহ ক্ৰিয়েটিভিটি that creativity is definitely it is a moving force for science কিন্তু কথা হল যে যেনে আমি কিন্তু ৰিগাৰটো যে গণিত ৰিগৰাস ধৰণৰ ম্যাথমেটিক্স হওক সায়েন্স হওক ৰিগৰাস ধৰণে আমি যদি নকৰো তেনেহলে কিন্তু এই ক্ৰিয়েটিভিটিটো কোনো কাম নিদিয়ে উদাহৰণ এটা মই দিছো যে ফাৰ্মাৰ্স লাষ্ট থিওৰাম ফাৰ্মাৰ্স লাষ্ট থিওৰাম 350 বছৰ ধৰি পেলাই এটা অপ্ৰমাণিত এটা সূত্ৰ এটা সেইটো 3.5 বছৰ ধৰি পেলাই মানুহে চেষ্টা কৰি আছে কেৱল ইনটিউশনৰে তাৰ প্ৰমাণ পোৱা যোৱা নাছিলে বহুতে হাজাৰ মানুহে প্ৰমাণ আগবঢ়াইছিলে because some way of intuition এই intuitional proof those did not stand কাৰণ তাত ইনটিউশনত বহুত ফুল ৰৈ যায় গোটেই ৰিগাৰ ইজ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট সো আৰু এই যে ক্যালকুলাসৰ ইনটিউশনৰ পৰা গৈ পেলাই হায়াৰ ম্যাথমেটিক্সৰ ৰিগাৰ এই ৰিগাৰটো যিটোৱে দিয়ে সেইটোৱে হৈছে ৰিয়েল এনালাইসিস আৰু সেই কাৰণে in my opinion real analysis is a gateway to higher mathematics এটা কথা হল আমি যেতিয়া স্কুলৰ পৰা গৈ পেলাই হায়াৰ সেকেন্ডাৰী ম্যাথমেটিক্স কৰাৰ পিছত যেতিয়া ফাৰ্স্ট ইয়াৰ সেকেন্ড ইয়াৰ গ্ৰেজুৱেচনত যেতিয়া আমি ৰিয়েল এনালাইসিস কৰো তেতিয়া আমি ধাক্কা খাওঁ তেতিয়া আমাৰ শক হয় কিয় হয় যে it's a completely new language নতুন এটা ভাষা সেই নতুন এটা ভাষা হঠাতে আমি তাতে অৱতীৰ্ণ হওঁ so the point is the why most of the students, they find difficulty in learning real analysis is that language is not developed. But anyway, I'll come to that. So let me share my screen, and I'll say a few brief things about real analysis, and I'll come to that, how to do and or how to learn real analysis. I'll come to that. Is my screen visible?
Hi.
Visible, yes.
Yeah, thank you. So analysis is a mathematics of analysis a key core. Why analysis? Analysis is just main theme to come. The analysis is the science of approximation as an estimation. Okay? আমি আমি কেতিয়াও যে আমি যেতিয়া অপৰিমেয় সংখ্যা যিবিলাক আছে যেনে ৰুটটো, আমি ৰুটটো আমি ব্যৱহাৰ নকৰো। আমি বজাৰত গৈ আমি ৰুটটো কেজি আপেল আমি নিকিনো। আমি ব্যবহৃত হয় সংখ্যা কোনবিলাক, যিবিলাক হৈছে পৰিমেয়, only rational numbers. Then why you have we talk about real numbers? Because we need them to do mathematics. Okay? But then if you want to use these irrational numbers, you will approximate them by rational numbers. Just an example I'm giving. So rationals approximate real numbers. So given any real number, to me up to certain digits, whatever digit you can get a rational number which is correct to the decimal of that. That means it is an approximation of the real number. Okay, so this is approximation. When you talk about a convergence sequence, okay, so that means you have x1, x2, x3, xn, and xn converges to x. Okay, so when you say that, that means this x is approximated by the terms of the sequence. Okay, xn is going more and more near to x. So that means instead of x, I can apply xn for large n. So that is an approximation. When you talk about continuity, it actually it guarantees approximation. I take, say, suppose I want to find out what is sine of say 57 degree. Okay, but if somehow I can find that sine of 60 degree, so I'm pretty sure that sine of 57 degree will be quite near to sine of 60 degree. How much near? Of course, it will depend. Okay, but then why I'm instead of 57 degree, if I talk about 60 degree, it is an approximation. Okay, 60 degree value I know, but 57 degree value I do not know, because sine is a continuous function. So come solvable, right? That's approximation. Okay? So continuity guarantees approximation. Even if you take, when you say that a function is differentiable, okay, so if a function is differentiable, that means you can have a better approximation. Okay, what we call as linear approximation. Okay, what is that? So it is, let me just write. So suppose that you have a function. Okay, so the function is differentiable. So f is differentiable at some point a. Okay, then f of a plus h. Okay, f of a plus h, I can approximate this as f of a plus f dash a times h. Okay, what does it mean? If I have function is something like this, if at this point function is differentiable at this point, okay, so if this is my h, then what is my this one I can take as the approximation of the function f. We call it linear approximation. What does it mean? That if a function is differentiable at a point, then I can have a better approximation than continuity. Okay, than continuity about that point. This is called linear approximation. That's why I'm saying that a function can be approximated better if a function is differentiable. Okay, like if you talk about Taylor's theorem, it gives a precise polynomial. Okay, so function, many functions, these are very difficult to, I mean, you will not be able to, I mean, compute the values at a point. But how do you compute values? Using, if the function is good. What kind of functions are good? Those functions which have higher dimensional, I mean higher derivatives. If it has nth derivative at a point, then I can approximate that function by a polynomial of degree n or n minus 1. Okay, so this is again, it's basically you get better and better approximations. So analysis is essentially the mathematics of approximation and estimation. Then also you need estimate how much error I have made. When I talk about a sequence is convergent to A, okay, what is my error? This an minus a mod. Okay, how much an is differing from A? That is my error. Okay, so that estimation, when I talk about convergence of sequence, when I estimate this an minus a modulus, that means I'm estimating my error while computing, while approximating A by an. Okay, so I think, I mean, I'm pretty fast, but then what just I want to briefly, because of time constraint, I'm giving you just some ideas. You can, those who are interested, I will give you resources, treasures rather, where you can learn all this very I mean very easily and very I mean effectively. I'll come to that. So when you talk about continuity, when you say fx minus fc mod, that means you are estimating the error between my fx and fc. Okay, if x and c are nearby, so what is the error if I approximate fx by fc? Okay, so when you talk about this epsilon, in various definition you'll see epsilon. This epsilon, actually it comes from the word error. Okay, e for error, and e in Greek is epsilon. So epsilon essentially error. Okay, so when you talk about Lagrange form of remainders in Taylor's theorem, essentially you are estimating the error you are making when you approximate your function by a polynomial. Okay, so that, I mean, in real analysis, so this is the characteristic of any analysis. So in real analysis, essentially what is the theme? The theme is approximating things and estimating an error estimation as well. Okay. So, and then very one concrete thing I'd like to say, that you take any branch of mathematics, any branch, okay, you can see that two things are fundamental. What are fundamental? One is sets, and other is functions. Okay, so sets and functions, these are fundamental objects for mathematics. You talk about, say, linear algebra. So for a linear algebra, what are the sets? Vector spaces. Vector spaces are the sets. Will be that those are the building blocks on which you'll develop your theory. Okay, so vector spaces, and then vector spaces, subspace of vector spaces. Those are good subsets. Okay, and then functions. What kind of functions in linear algebra? You'll talk about linear transformations. Okay, so similarly, when you, so I mean, there is a difference between linear algebra, group theory, and real analysis. When you talk about group theory, in group theory you have lots of different examples of groups. Okay, various groups. So any set satisfying certain properties, you'll be calling that as a group. So that means you'll be studying the commonalities of the common properties of all the groups, or some particular kind of groups, say cyclic groups, or say, I mean, commutative groups, and so forth. Okay, linear algebra. So you'll be talking about common properties of all finite dimensional vector spaces. Okay? But in real analysis, you have very particular set. Okay, everything you'll be talking in terms of a particular set, the set of real numbers. Okay, so understanding real numbers, what is real number? So that is part of your understanding or learning real analysis. And then functions. Okay, you talk about functions. As I said, that sets and functions, these are precisely the building blocks for any subject. So for real analysis, you have the set real numbers, set of real numbers, that is your set. Okay, and then what are the functions? Okay, so functions are basically some good subsets to the real numbers, R to R. Okay, real numbers to real numbers. But before going to sets, something like, say, intervals and that continuous functions, we talk about something very important, very particular kind of functions. What kind of functions? The domain is the set of natural numbers. Okay, the set of natural numbers to real numbers. Okay, those kind of functions that has a very important role in real analysis. What those are? Those are nothing but the sequences. Okay, a function from n to r is a sequence. So sequence, they play a very vital role in learning real analysis. So convergence of sequence, if a student understands very nicely, he has hold, okay, very good this thing, confidence on understanding of convergence of sequence, there is no problem for the student learning any analysis. So convergence of sequence is very, very pivotal, okay, very, very important. So then, of course, you'll talk about continuity, differentiability, and integration. Okay, so I mean, to know, I'll cut short. Set of complex, set of real numbers. Yeah, what that is. So this has a very, very particular or very, very uh, important properties, and in fact characteristic properties, that it is a field, it is an ordered field, and it has LUV property. Okay, it is a complete ordered field. That is the characterization of real number. So understanding these properties, even if you do not know very, theoretically, but that field properties, then order properties, and LUV property, a student needs to be very, very, comfortable with these properties. And then the follow up of, these properties, one is called Archimedean property. What is Archimedean property? The set of natural numbers is not bounded above inner. Okay, that's Archimedean property. Then greatest integer less than or equal to x. That's a very, I mean, though it looks very innocent function, but that is a very useful function on the set of real numbers. Okay. Then density of rationals in this, between any two real numbers, there is a rational number, there is an irrational number. So that property, and something called nested interval theorem. So these are fundamental things in the set of real numbers. So once you have these real numbers, then you understand the set real numbers, then you go for functions. So first the sequences. Okay, so I'll just show you this. Okay, so the students who have gone through real analysis, you must have seen. I say that, say for example, I have a sequence 1 by n. So does it convergent? Is it convergent? Does it converge? Yes, it converges to 0. 1 by n converges to 0. Okay. So now point is 1 by n converges to 0. So yet intuitively you can see, right? So what is your n by n plus 1? N by n plus 1 will go to 1. It is intuitive. Then why I need a definition? Okay. There will be. Okay. So the very understanding that intuitive idea that some xn, some sequence converging to some x, okay, what exactly it says, okay, that is intuitive, but I need a mathematical language. Okay. What is your definition? Okay. So that the importance of definition will be very, very clear once you go a few steps in real analysis. You cannot just keep on doing with intuition. Okay, so you have to establish things. Okay. Now point is 1 by 1 plus n raised to the power n. Okay, what I'm saying, 1 by, so this sequence 1 plus 1 by n, okay, raised to the power n. Okay. Right, so this is for every natural number n, this is a rational number, this is a rational sequence. Now tell me whether it is convergent. Okay, no intuition will work, right? So that means I need to understand when I say a sequence is convergent. Okay, that's fine. So there is a need to understand a definition. Now you are given a definition, something like this: a real sequence an is said to converge to a real number a if, now you see, given epsilon positive, there is a natural number n such that for every this is, okay, it is a monster, I tell. Okay, what the problem is that in we who teach you mathematics, we assume that you will understand this language. Either you will understand, তুমি বুজি পাবা, আৰু যদি বুজি নোপোৱা মুখস্থ কৰিবা. That should not be the way. Okay, so that's the problem. So when you come across a definition like this, okay, the problem is, whether you have been trained to understand this language, that is missing. So if you understand the language, there are something like this red, no, is for every, there exists, okay, and this kind of, there is just a statement like this. Okay, if you understand this language, then this is nothing, this is not a problem. But that language has not been developed among the students. up to class 12, everything was intuitive, everything was algorithmic. Okay. And then suddenly when you start real analysis, you are expected to understand all these hi-fi language. Okay. Problem is there. Okay. And so it is not the problem of the student finding real analysis difficult, and it looks that it is counterintuitive. Okay, it is not intuitive, but I know intuitively 1 by n goes to 0. So how, where from this definition has come? Okay. It is intuitive. From your intuitive ideas, how a sequence converges to a point. Okay, I will develop. A teacher will develop this definition. You will tell this should be the definition. If I give say 10, I will just take 10 examples of sequences. You decide. You say intuitively when this sequence is convergent and when sequence is not convergent. Based on your answer, you'll develop this definition, provided you also know the language. Okay? So this language, learning this language is also important. Unless this is learned, unless this is taught, unless the student is empowered in the language of analysis and mathematics with these quantifiers, okay, this all those F for every, there exists, these are quantifiers. Okay, unless a student is trained to deal with these quantifiers, statements with quantifiers. Okay, so definitely the student will like, you will definitely find analysis very boring, okay, counterintuitive, okay, and difficult. But it's not. When you learn, when you see that analysis it brings, whatever your idea, okay, you have some idea of intuitive idea, and then that idea you translate to a definition. That idea you translate to a result and a proof. Okay, so then not only this becomes a very okay, I mean comfortable subject, easy subject, but also it is a very enjoyable subject. Okay, this I can guarantee that. Now point is, I said the difficulty, where how to overcome that. You see that because we have been, as I'll also talk about this MTTS program. So for last 33 years, we have been dealing with students, dealing with this analysis course, that course, and various courses. Okay, and from our understanding, we have, I mean, we have we generated a course, okay, a course called Foundation Course in Mathematics. Foundation. There is no one has a course something like Foundation, but we have named it Foundation course. Why it is Foundation? That if you want to learn higher mathematics, analysis, linear algebra, modern algebra, abstract algebra, and so forth, if you want to learn those subjects, then you need to develop understanding of certain foundations. Okay, how to deal with statements, how to deal with sets, functions. Okay, that course, the undergraduate program, that I mean they usually they assume that the student will be very comfortable with sets, functions, okay, and statements. Actually no. So because of our that understanding, what we did, we developed a course, okay, which has been running for last 25 years. Okay, so I mean from 93 onwards this program started, but this foundation course, it was in 1998. Okay, and in fact, as a result of that, so and then we try to find out, is there a book available, not just India, across the country. Okay, I mean anywhere, is there a book which will fill up that gap? Okay, then we find that there is none. Okay? So finally we came up with writing a book, and that is called Foundation Course in Mathematics. Okay? This was Professor Ajit Kumar, uh, as Kumarishan, and me. So this book, so finally we had to write this book. Why? Because I mean, not only, okay, I mean, in our program, we always keep on doing this course. Okay? But then, I mean, we do not have, I mean, the, the huge number of students, they are suffering because of this gap. So we wrote this book. And by now, in fact, this also has been a short course, like say 2 credit course, and this many of the even in I mean many premier institutions, IJRs, IITs, okay? And so these things. And why I'm saying this, the students, I mean, this book has been written with in such a way that it is not necessary that it is taught in college. One can read and one can learn. Okay? So for students, for so that students can read and learn on their own. So that's this book is written in such a way. So what I appeal, okay, the two chapters. One is statement, then sets. In fact, 3 chapters and functions. These 3 chapters, if a student goes through, I don't think a student will be finding it difficult to learn real analysis. And the other thing, again, I'll suggest another book is Basic Course in Real Analysis. Again, it is by Ajit Kumar and has Kumarishan. Okay, so there are many good books for real analysis. There are many good books, but this book has a purpose. This is written for the students, so to give you the motivation. Suppose there is a result, okay, there is a proof. Then how it is proved? How one has come I mean, come to a conclusion that this can be a good proof. Okay, so how it has come to someone's mind. Okay, that is also explained in the book. So this gives the motivation. This trains the student how to think. And the one foremost thing, for learning mathematics is learning for thinking. You need to think. Okay, just not copy, just not I mean, this is written, I have understood, finish. No. If you have understood, then you have to think. Okay? Think in the sense that, okay, I mean, can I do this on my own? That thinking is required for doing any mathematics, not just real analysis. Okay. So I think, I mean, I have uh, covered very briefly why real analysis. Okay. Then secondly, so what is real analysis? What are the very basic tenets? Okay? The primary, for a primary course, okay, for the first course of in real analysis, what are the things? Learning, I mean, understanding the set of real numbers, then sequences, then okay, continuous functions and so forth. And also I have just touched upon what is required to enter learning real analysis. One is learning some foundation, okay, which will make you capable of handling, not just handling these statements, mathematical language, but also will develop how to write some idea you have. Okay, I have an idea, how I'll translate that idea to a mathematical language statement. Okay? That training, I said about the book. And of course this learning, you have many different books. So if you want to have some help, so that, I mean, okay, I mean, how I write a proof, how I think about a proof, then I think this book is, I think with this I end about this real analysis.
Thank you, Professor Sarma. So I'm sure that you'll be having a lot of questions. প্ৰথমতে মই পুনৰ এবাৰ কৈ দিছো যে মূল কথাটো যাতে এবাৰ কৰাই দিছো যে কনভাৰ্জেন্স বুজি পালে ৰিয়েল এনালাইসিস বুজি পোৱাত বহুত সহায়ক হয়। আমাৰ প্ৰফেসৰ শৰ্মা সেই বিষয়ে ক'লে। দ্বিতীয় কথা হ'ল যে ডেফিনিশন খুব ভালকে বুজি ল'ব লাগিব, আৰু তৃতীয়তে এইটো আমি এটা নতুন ল্যাঙ্গুৱেজ শিকাৰ ধৰণে আমি এটা চকু ৰাখিব লাগিব যে এটা আমি নতুন ল্যাঙ্গুৱেজ শিকি আছো যেতিয়া আমি ফাৰ্স্ট টাইম ৰিয়েল এনালাইসিস কৰিছো। এতিয়া আৰু পাছত আমি ভগদাক আকৌ অনুৰোধ জনাম এমটিটিএস প্ৰগ্ৰামত কেনেকৈ আমাৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালী বিলাকে পাৰ্টিসিপেট কৰিব পাৰে, আৰু দুই একে অনুৰোধ কৰিছে দুই এটা কথা অসমীয়াটো ক'বলৈ, যাতে মাজে মাজে অসমীয়াটো কোৱা হয়, সেইকাৰণে মই এইখিনি অসমীয়াতে কৈছো। আৰু দুই এটা প্ৰশ্ন ইতিমধ্যে আমাৰ চেট বক্সত আহিছে, কিন্তু কোনোবাই যদি এতিয়া প্ৰশ্ন সুধিব খুজিছে তেতিয়াহ'লে আনমিউট কৰিও সুধিব পাৰে। গতিকে মই ৰিফাত দাক অনুৰোধ জনাম যাতে আনমিউট কৰি দিয়ে, তেতিয়া কোনোবাই যদি সুধিব খুজিছে প্ৰশ্ন।
ধন্যবাদ অনুপম, ধন্যবাদ ভবদা। প্ৰশ্নোত্তৰ শিতানটো আৰম্ভ কৰাৰ আগতে আমাৰ পৰৱৰ্তী অনুষ্ঠানৰ বিষয়ে তেওঁলোকে সোনকালে কৈ দিব খুজিছো। পৰৱৰ্তী অনুষ্ঠান আমাৰ অহা আগষ্টৰ 13 তাৰিখে হ'ব আৰু সেই অনুষ্ঠানটোৰ বিষয় হ'ব ইংলিছ লেংগুৱেজ টিচিং পাৰ্সপেক্টিভছ প্ৰেক্টিচেছ এণ্ড এবিলিটিজ আৰু আমাৰ বক্তা হ'ব ফায়াজ আহমেদ, তেখেত সুলতান কুবুছ ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি মাস্কাটত তেখেত ইংৰাজী বিভাগৰ অধ্যাপক আৰু তেখেত যোৰহাটৰ হয়। আশা কৰোঁ ষ্টুডেণ্টসকল উপস্থিত থাকিব আৰু প্ৰশ্ন উত্তৰ শিতানলৈ আমি আগবাঢ়ো। ধন্যবাদ। অনুপম চোৱাচোন।
এতিয়া এটা প্ৰশ্ন এটা দেখিছো যে জিঅ'মেট্ৰিত কেনেকে মানুহে পাকৈত হ'ব পাৰে, এইটো এটা প্ৰশ্ন এজনে কৰিছে। তেওঁ হৈছে আৰণ্যক বৰ্মন।
এতিয়া কথা হ'ল জ্যামিতি কোন লেভেলৰ জ্যামিতি? এইটো স্কুলৰ হয় এইটো বেলেগ হ'ব। হায়াৰ মেথমেটিক্সত জ্যামিতি অকমান বেলেগ হয়। যেতিয়া স্কুল
আৰণ্যক তুমি
লেভেল
যদি ইয়াত আছা তুমি সুধিব পাৰা প্ৰশ্নটো। আৰণ্যক তুমি স্কুলীয়া অৱস্থাৰ গণিতৰ জ্যামিতিৰ কথা সুধিছা নে হায়াৰ লেভেলৰ কথা সুধিছা?
আৰণ্যক আনমিউট কৰি দিছো, তুমি সুধিব পাৰা। আছা যদি।
নৱম শ্ৰেণী
নাই দেখোন।
নাই হয়
তথাপি কৈ দিছো মই খুব এইটো হেৰি কি কয় জ্যামিতি যিটো আমি ইউক্লিডিয়ান জ্যামিতি আমি কওঁ স্কুল লেভেলত, সেইটো আচলতে সেই যে আমি মেথমেটিক্সৰ এটা গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ দিশ উন্মোচন কৰে আচলতে এই জ্যামিতিয়ে, যে কিবা এটা হাইপোথেসিস, কিবা এটা কথা প্ৰতিপন্ন কৰা, প্ৰুফ প্ৰমাণ কৰাৰ যিটো পদ্ধতি অংকত মেথমেটিক্সৰ যিটো পদ্ধতি, এই পদ্ধতিটোৰ কিন্তু প্ৰাথমিক যে পৰ্যায়ত এটা ষ্টুডেণ্টক প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰা হয় জ্যামিতিৰ থ্ৰুতেই। কাৰণ জ্যামিতিত কি হয় যে কিছুমান আমি কেইটামান এক্সিয়ম আমি ইউক্লিডিয়ান জ্যামিতিত কেইটামান এক্সিয়ম আমি ধৰি লওঁ। ওকে, সেই এক্সিয়ম কেইটাৰ পৰা আমি ডেভেলপ কৰোঁ বেলেগ বেলেগ আমাৰ জ্যামিতীয় সংজ্ঞা, জ্যামিতিৰ উপপাদ্য, ৰাইট, এইবিলাক যিবিলাক আমি প্ৰমেয় যিবিলাক আমি কৰোঁ। গতিকে এই জ্যামিতি এটা মেথমেটিক্স লাৰ্ণিঙত জ্যামিতিৰ এটা ডাঙৰ অৱদান থাকে। আৰু মোৰ বোধেৰে জ্যামিতি যে যিহেতু ইনটিউশ্যনৰ পৰা আহে, গতিকে জ্যামিতিত টান পাব লগা অংক আচলতে থাকিব নালাগে। কিন্তু কথা হ'ল যে আকৌ যে জ্যামিতিত যিহেতু প্ৰমাণ কৰোঁতে তাত হেৰিৰ কথা আহি যায়, লজিকৰ কথা আহি যায়, এইটো হ'লে এইটো হ'ব, এইটো হ'লে এইটো হ'ব। এই লজিকৰ কথাখিনি সেইটোত গুৰুত্ব থাকিলে মোৰ বোধেৰে ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীৰ মাজত জ্যামিতি প্ৰব্লেমেটিক হ'ব, এইটো মোৰ ধাৰণা নহয়। ধন্যবাদ।
ধন্যবাদ ভৱদা। এটা প্ৰশ্ন কৰিছে টিংকু চৌহান, that ৰিয়েল এনালাইচিছ বুজি পোৱাত কিবা ট্ৰিক্স আছে নেকি? সেইটো এটা প্ৰশ্ন মই একেলগে কৈ দিছো বাৰু, কাৰণ যে এই বিষয়ে আপুনি অলপ কৈছেই, বা ৰিয়েল এনালাইচিছ কেনেকে অলপ সহজ পাব পাৰি। আৰু এটা মোৰ পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ প্ৰশ্ন আছে আব্দুল, যে ডেল্টা নেইবাৰহুডৰ বিষয়ে অলপ ক'ব নেকি? গতিকে মই ভাবিছো আপুনি ডেল্টা নেইবাৰহুডৰ বিষয়ে যদি অলপমান কৈ দিয়ে প্ৰথমতে, যিটো হয়তো তেওঁলোকে চাগে কণ্টিনিউটি ডেফিনিশ্যনত ডেল্টা নেইবাৰহুডৰ কথা পাইছে চাগে এতিয়া তেওঁলোকে।
এই কথা হ'ল যে নেইবাৰহুড বুলি যদি কওঁ, আমি যিটো বুজি পাওঁ নেইবাৰহুড মোৰ ওচৰ পাজৰে থকা যিখিনি বস্তু, যিবিলাক পইণ্ট, ওচৰ পাজৰে থকা পইণ্ট যে কিমান ওচৰ মানে ওচৰ। যে এই যে ওচৰ, কোনোবা এটা পইণ্ট আন এটা পইণ্টৰ ওচৰত থকা বা দূৰত থকা, এইটো ডিপেণ্ড কৰিব যে মোৰ কাৰণে ওচৰ কি দূৰ কি। কাৰোবাৰ কাৰণে যে দুটা গ্ৰহৰ দূৰত্ব কিমান, বা দুটা নক্ষত্ৰ, ঠিক আছে, দুটা নক্ষত্ৰৰ দূৰত্ব যদি যে যে 15 লাইট ইয়াৰ হয় ওকে যদি 15 লাইট ইয়াৰ যদি দুটা গ্ৰহৰ মাজত নক্ষত্ৰৰ মাজত দূৰত্ব হয় so that distance is very small in cosmological sense right কিন্তু যদি দুটা মানুহ যদি যে 2 কিলোমিটাৰ দূৰত আছে will not say that they are near to each other right so এই যে ওচৰত থকা দূৰত থকা okay ওচৰত থকা দূৰত থকা so near far so that is relative so how near is near so how do you define that near okay I will define by delta right I'll define by delta if the distance between the 2 points is less than delta then I'll say that they are near so now if I say that say 0 is the point a delta neighborhood of 0 right so that means all those points whose distance from 0 is less than delta so kunbilak point the open interval minus delta to delta so that is delta neighborhood okay so I mean this is that neighborhood when you talk about delta neighborhood epsilon neighborhood okay so all these things these are so you can use delta you can use epsilon you can r okay t neighborhood no distance between this point from the given point is less than t I think that is very simple and intuitive itself right
Okay, thank you, Bhaba. And there is a question from Bijit Bora from Joyagogue College. So, what will be your advice for a teacher how to teach real analysis in undergraduate level? I'm assuming probably some lecturer is asking this question.
yeah fine so I mean whatever I have said to the students exactly to the teachers because we have learned we have I'm not saying all these things whatever the every point every sentence I have said it is not from any theoretical understanding this is the understanding of last 25 years of my I mean I've been teaching for more than 30 years that's a different thing but that very I mean this kind of teaching okay where you go to the problem that students are facing and try to address that সেইটো মই যেটো মই আজি প্ৰত্যেকটা কথা জিজ্ঞাসা কৰিছো that has come from my long term I mean experience of many years okay so মই যিকেইটা ষ্টুডেণ্টক কৈছো exactly সেই একেটা কথা টিচাৰৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত খাতে point is unless we take care of that language part okay যে মই just as I've said I'll take the example of 10 different sequences and I will ask the students okay is it convergent why it is not convergent why it is convergent okay with these 10 these things the student if I gear up the student will give this definition on his or her own but only thing is that also I need to develop that understanding of this language okay and that language as I said will be doing side by side this foundation course so this foundation course in fact believe me that even in my MSc I'm right now I'm teaching my real analysis course for MSc students like Anupam is teaching linear algebra course for our MSc first year students I'm teaching real analysis course okay and I have started with this foundation so two sessions I devoted for foundations I know that unless I do that I will not be able to go forward I have a limited number of courses but even then I have used 2 courses to develop and concretize these foundations of the students so I think that's important for the teachers so you do this foundation course okay I mean maybe informally if I mean before doing this real analysis course at least say 6-7 sessions classes for foundation at least the logic part first chapter of this book and then you start your I mean real analysis course I think the students will be much better yeah
Okay, thank you, Bhaba. There's a question from Ritu who is asking what topics we must do before diving into real analysis. He's giving an example, or he or she, that just like say one has to study limits first before continuity. But before starting all of real analysis, what are the things, what are the topics that one should study? Of course, you have probably mentioned already sets and functions, etc. But probably you can highlight once more.
Yeah. See that the ideas, as I said, that the ideas of first course in real analysis is very simple. All these intuitive ideas you already have in your school, okay? While doing calculus in higher secondary, that intuitions, what is limit, what when you say a function is continuous, these intuitive ideas are all there. Okay, so here you are translating your intuitions to a rigorous mathematics. Okay, so if you want to make it rigorous mathematics, then you need to learn the language, and you need to learn how to think and how to express, right? So I don't think you need anything else. You need this language.
Thank you, Bhaba.
Intuition, the calculus intuition already there. Yeah, I think this MTTS thing you wanted me to say. Should I say a few things?
Yeah, one more thing that
Yeah.
Hiranmoy has a question. Of course, I will ask you to request you to talk about MTTS. But one question from Hiranmoy is that how to find counter examples in analysis, because he says he finds it difficult and takes a lot of time to construct counter examples. So what is your suggestion to him?
So it's a very good sign that you are giving time and thinking about counter examples. Yeah, I thank you. Okay, and I appreciate you that you think. The point is again, you see that counter example. I just give an example that but anyway, can we have him? Can he be asked to speak? Give a
Yeah.
specific situation.
Okay, let me see. Let me see whether I can unmute him. Hiranmoy. Okay. So Rifata, if you are there, can you unmute him?
Yeah,
Hiranmoy.
let me try, okay? Hiranmoy, 1 second. Yes. Okay, Hiranmoy, please go ahead.
No, he's not unmuted.
Hiranmoy, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
হয় স্যার কিন্তু এটি
ঠিক আছে কেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত তোমাৰ কাউন্টাৰ এক্সাম্পলৰ কথা আহে কোৱা
হয় স্যার কেতিয়াবা
হুম
এক্সাম্পল স্যার এতিয়া হঠাৎ এনেকৈ নাৰ্ভাছ যেন লাগিছে আপোনালোক এনেকৈ কথা কোৱাত
no হৈছো দিও নাই তোমাৰ যে এনেকুৱা যে কন্টিনিউয়াস নহয় বা অমুক নহয় তেনেকুৱা কেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত কাউন্টাৰ এক্সাম্পল বিচাৰা প্ৰবলেম
হয় স্যার
কেতিয়া
তেনেকৈ স্যার যেদিনি প্ৰবলেমটো অলপ হায়াৰ টাইপৰ হয় স্যাৰ মানে স্যার কেতিয়াবা কন্টিনিউয়াস নহয় বা আৰু কেতিয়াবা প্ৰুফত যেনেকুৱা থাকে কাউন্টাৰ এক্সাম্পল আমি প্ৰুফ কৰোঁতে বাছি ল'ব লাগে কেতিয়াবা কাউন্টাৰ এক্সাম্পলবোৰ ঠিক তেনেকুৱা টাইমত অলপ দিগদাৰ হয়
okay no this is take it thank you okay you didn't say any specific situation no again counter example যে যদি proof কৰিব মই যদি জানো okay যদি proof বেলেগে লিখা proof এটা follow কৰি পেলাই মই যদি just সেইটোৱে বুজো okay তেনেহলে মই নিজাকে চিন্তা কৰিব মই নিহিকিম ঠিক আছে বেলেগৰ proof এটা মই পঢ়িছো but then can I think how it is proved can I take another simple cases how I can prove or can I think to give an alternate proof okay এই training to যেতিয়া মই যদি যে proof কৰাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত definition দিয়াৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত proof কৰাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত result এটা উলিওৱাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত মই যদি বেলেগৰ ওপৰত মই ডিপেন্ড কৰো তেনেহলে যেতিয়া মোক কাউন্টাৰ এক্সাম্পল এটা দিব ক'ব তেতিয়াও মই বেলেগৰ ওপৰত ডিপেন্ড কৰিব লাগিব ৰাইট গতিকে যদি মই নিজে প্ৰুফ কৰাৰ চেষ্টা কৰো ৰাইট যেতিয়া মই প্ৰুফ কৰিব নিজে জানা হ'ম তেতিয়া সেই প্ৰুফৰ ওপৰত ভিত্তি কৰি এইটোত প্ৰুফটো অহা নাই okay so when I try to prove it how do you get a counter example is okay suppose that so something is written যে যদি এনেকুৱা হয় তেনেকুৱা হ'ব okay যদি এনেকুৱা বস্তু এটা যদি এনেকুৱা প্ৰপাৰ্টি থাকে তেনেহলে এনেকুৱা হ'ব so you try to prove it you are not finding that this is true এইটো কৰোঁতে দেখে যে এইটোতো হোৱা নাই যে ক'ত দিগদাৰটো ক'ত if I can find out the problem why this is not following you'll be able to find out why when it will not follow যেতিয়া মই এইটো বুলিম যে এনেকুৱা হলে কিন্তু এইটো হলেও এইটো কাম নকৰিব তেনেকুৱা যদি মই উলিয়াই দিব পাৰো তেনেহলে তাৰ পৰাই মই কাউন্টাৰ এক্সাম্পল মই উলিয়াব পাৰিম so whenever someone tries to find out a counter example why one tries to find out counter example because that certain statement is not true so how one goes about it the person will try to prove that okay let me try to prove oh this is at this point it is not following so you cannot prove it so that means problem is here so that means I need an example where this problem lies okay মানে এইটোতো ট্ৰেইনিঙৰ পৰা আহিব এইটো তোমাৰ এইটো মন্ত্ৰ বা ক্যাপসুলটো নহব right so counter example বিচাৰিব লাগিলে you need to try to find proofs okay you need to try to prove so then only fine.
Thank you Bhaba এতিয়া আপুনি অলপ MTTS ৰ প্ৰগ্ৰামৰ বিষয়ে ক'ব নেকি যে আমাৰ বিশেষ কলেজীয়া ছাত্ৰ-ছাত্ৰীসকলে কেনেকৈ আমাৰ এই MTTS প্ৰগ্ৰামৰ সুবিধাটো ল'ব পাৰে এই বিষয়ে
okay
আৰু অলপ অসমীয়াটো ক'ব চাগে মাজে মাজে আৰু অলপ বাইলিংগুৱেল
ঠিক আছে আচ্ছা এই MTTS প্ৰগ্ৰামটো যে so this program has been running for last 32 years so this is just 32nd year okay 93 পৰা আৰু এটো ডিগ্ৰী সেকেন্ড ইয়াৰ ষ্টুডেন্টৰ কাৰণে যিবিলাকে সেকেন্ড ইয়াৰত আছে so that is the first stage second stage to হৈছে ডিগ্ৰী থাৰ্ড ইয়াৰ ষ্টুডেন্টৰ কাৰণে আৰু থাৰ্ড stage to হৈছে মাষ্টাৰ ডিগ্ৰী ফাৰ্স্ট ইয়াৰ ষ্টুডেন্টৰ কাৰণে so আমি কোন level O is the second year students undergraduate and second year student কাৰণে এটা MTTS program বুলি ক'লে কিন্তু এতিয়া বিভিন্ন program আছে বিভিন্ন program আছে in the sense that যেনে second year studentৰ কাৰণে MTTS summer camp 4 সপ্তাহীয়া camp হয় 4 সপ্তাহৰ কাৰণে তাৰপিছত init math camp বুলি হয় init math camp is a 1 week camp so these are again regional level যেনে যোৱা কিছুদিন আগতে আগৰতলাত হৈ গৈছে so আমি এটো চাও যে প্ৰত্যেক বছৰে কমপক্ষে এটা নৰ্থ ইষ্টত যাতে হয় okay নৰ্থ ইষ্টত এটা init math camp বুলি কয় MTTS ৰ init math camp নৰ্থ ইষ্টত এটা হয় প্ৰত্যেক বছৰে তাৰপিছত টিচাৰ্ছৰ কাৰণেও আছে PTMT program বুলি আছে আৰু এই যে ক'লো মই ফাউন্ডেশন কোর্স আমি ফাউন্ডেশন কোর্সটো we are doing it online in fact this is the right moment I can tell you যে আমি 21 তাৰিখৰ পৰা 21 আগষ্টৰ পৰা 21 নে 22 আগষ্টৰ পৰা 2 নে 3 ছেপ্টেম্বৰলৈ 2 সপ্তাহৰ 12টা সেশন সন্ধিয়া আজি যেনেকৈ হৈছে তেনেকুৱাকে সন্ধিয়া 12টা সেশন হ'ব this foundation course and this foundation course is for second year students those who have completed 2 semesters third semester studentৰ কাৰণে আৰু এই programটো I mean simultaneously হ'ব গোটেই দেশতে at 6 camps 6 simultaneous online camps and we want to dedicate 1 camp for Northeast যদিহে sufficient student হয় আমাৰ এক্সপেৰিয়েন্স হৈছে এই প্ৰগ্ৰামটো যোৱা 4 বছৰ ইয়াৰ আগতে 3 বাৰ হৈছে this is the fourth time যোৱা 3 বছৰ হৈছে আমি ইচ্ছা কৰো যে এটা প্ৰগ্ৰাম কেৱল নৰ্থ ইষ্টৰ কাৰণে হওক কিন্তু আলটিমেটলি বহুত চেষ্টা কৰাৰ পিছতো আমি সাফিচিয়েন্ট পাৰ্টিচিপেন্ট আমি নাপাওঁ গতিকে আমি ওয়েস্ট বেংগলৰ লগত আমি ক্লাব কৰি দিব লগা হয় but if we still want that if sufficient number of participants are there for this year then we'll make one dedicated camp for the northeast okay so acha moi erike koisu so concretely koisu this is mtts.org.in mtts.org.in etu hoise website okay এই ওয়েবসাইটত গোটেই MTTS গোটেই এৰিবিলাক মানে ইনফৰমেশন বিলাক এভেইলেবল থাকে সববিলাক এনাউন্সমেন্ট বিলাক কৰা হয় আৰু ইয়াতে যেটো আছে ট্ৰেইনিং প্ৰগ্ৰাম বুলি আছে ট্ৰেইনিং প্ৰগ্ৰাম বুলি এটো ক্লিক কৰিলে তাত মানে আপকামিং ফোর্থকামিং প্ৰগ্ৰামো আহে যেনে ফোর্থকামিং প্ৰগ্ৰামটো মই হেৰি কৰোতে এই মুহূৰ্তত আমাৰ আছে এই দুটা what are the programs online foundation course in mathematics মই এমাত্ৰ যেটো কলো okay আৰু আন এটা ইনিশিয়েশন ইনটু ম্যাথমেটিক্স ইনিট ম্যাথ এটো এটা হ'ব মধ্যপ্ৰদেশত এটো হেতু ৰিজনৰ কাৰণে গতিকে যিমান বিলাক প্ৰগ্ৰাম হয় গোটেইবিলাক আমাৰ ইয়াতে এনাউন্সমেন্ট হয় আৰু ষ্টুডেন্ট হওক টিচাৰৰ প্ৰগ্ৰাম হয় ষ্টুডেন্টৰ প্ৰগ্ৰাম হয় okay আৰু বেলেগ অনলাইন প্ৰগ্ৰাম হয় বিভিন্ন প্ৰগ্ৰাম হয় so what I request you to go through this MTTS website time to time see what programs are আৰু এই বছৰ যেটো ওয়েবসাইটৰ যেটো এৰি আছে ইয়াতে আজি যিখিনি ডিগ্ৰী সেকেন্ড ইয়াৰ that means third semester student আছে I urge you to apply there are not much time left second is the last date okay already আমি বিভিন্ন টিচাৰলে বিভিন্ন কলেজলে আমি পঠাইছো আৰু হয়তো মানে অলৰেডি গম পাইছে বা যদি পোৱাও নাই তেনেহলে যে এটুত ইয়াতে গোটেই ডিটেইল দিয়া আছে but you have to apply online so that requires some time so don't get afraid so you apply online and there is as it's I mean not needless to say that everything is without any registration fee we don't take any registration fee rather init math program hok MTTS program hok the student or থকা খোৱা okay অহা যোৱা okay এই গোটেইখিনি খৰচ আমি বহন কৰো so ইয়াতে ৰেজিষ্ট্ৰেচনৰ কোনো খৰচ নাই কেৱল কথা হল just you have to be sincere and you have to okay you should be ready to work hard that's the only thing and এনেকুৱা নহয় যে আমি ইয়াতে একেবাৰে হেৰি নহয় যে আজি so we have several students who did MTTS and they are signing today and in fact I mean if you take the MTTS program as a whole okay so by now more than 10,000 students and teachers have been trained আৰু এই 10,000 এই 10,000 ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীৰ ভিতৰত বহুতেই এতিয়া যিবিলাক প্ৰিমিয়াৰ ইনষ্টিটিউট যিমান আছে ইনক্লুডিং আমাৰ IIT গুৱাহাটী এনেকুৱা এখন প্ৰিমিয়াৰ ইনষ্টিটিউট নাই য'ত someone who is trained by MTTS program is not there among faculty among teachers among research scholars even PG students many PG students will be there who are this product of MTTS program and one motto এই যে MTTS motto is different from other programs আমাৰ motto হৈছে এনেকুৱা যে মই কোনোবা এজনক মই মানুহ এজনক মই সদায় মাছ ধৰি খোৱাটো ভাল নে মানুহজনক মাছ ধৰিবলৈ শিকোৱাটো ভাল that is the second one so we train the students to learn mathematics okay definitely we'll be teaching them mathematics we'll be discussing mathematics but through this process we'll make it sure that the student or the teacher okay knows how to learn okay so that is the motto and that's why it is effective and there is in across country I mean across the world okay, throughout the world there will not be you cannot give me another program like this two thing its methodology and second thing another program which is run by not an institution এই MTTS program to কোনো institutional দ্বারা নহয়. This was initiated by one of the very, very, I mean, fantastic teacher, S. Kumaresan, যিজনৰ মই অকমান আগতে কিতাপ দেখাইছো. S. Kumaresan. এই Kumaresaনৰ, he was a TFA product, he was a fantastic researcher, but he gave up. So he left research and he dedicated himself for training students because he wanted to change the scenario of mathematics education in the country. And to a large extent, he is given credit of being successful. Okay, so সেইটো হৈছে মটো. আৰু আন এটা কথা মই এই মুহূৰ্ততে কৈ দিম যে you may not be able to attend any program, but there is a treasure, there is a treasure resource, I tell you. Last 4 years, in fact, pandemic etu eta dangor area eta disadvantage je we have gone online many things. So এই যোৱা 4 বছৰ Professor Kumareshane, he has produced more than 250 lectures, video lectures, and these are different from any other videos, I tell you. Okay, these are lectures like program, like he teaches in MTTS program. Okay, so students, teachers, you can learn from these videos. I give you this thing. So it is YouTube videos by S. Kumaresan. So you just write in YouTube or in your browser, you write youtube.com/Kumar HCU. HCU for Hyderabad Central University. When he was there, he started this channel, Kumar HCU. This you just type, click, this treasure will be there. Okay, for all undergraduate courses, the basic undergraduate courses, real analysis, linear algebra, group theory, okay, and also functional analysis, higher courses, complex analysis, okay, various things. So there are more than 250 videos, and I mean, believe me that by now, so many teachers they are learning, so many students they are learning, they are using these videos, and not just from colleges, also from premier institutions. A few days back, we got one feedback for Kumaresan's some particular video that that the student was from one of the premier institutions. Again, what he said, that I have been benefited by your videos tremendously. I tell you that most of my batchmates, they have learned, but of course, you can understand, they'll not recognize that, they'll not express that, because they're from premier institutions and they're learning from some YouTube videos. So they'll not basically acknowledge. But this fellow, he wrote to Kumaresan and the website. So point is that this is actually a treasure. So those who would like to, so here, that this is the first for say real analysis. There is a series of lectures for real analysis, for linear algebra, for this. So if you want to really learn, even if you do not get, if you can join MTTS program, very good. So you'll definitely get a chance to learn. If not, you have this alternate way to learn. But again, I say that please motivate this degree second year, that means third semester students, to apply for the online foundation course, and last date is 2nd of August. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Bhaba. So we will just ask a final question. That is the last question for the session. This is from Ritan, and he's asking that what should be an effective strategy for preparation of IIT JAM exam 2024 within the next few months. So what will be your suggestions for JAM preparation? Probably students know that JAM is the exam you have to qualify for joining master's program at IIT and some other premier institutes.
Yeah. Okay, I just tell you a story. Story means, okay, so I have been, as I said, that I have been trying to have to get success of, I mean, some good effect of our MTTS programs in Northeast as well. Of course, I can see elsewhere. So Northeast as well. Not there are, I mean, not that much as I hoped or I expected, but there are stories. I just give you one story. We in 19, sorry, I mean, in 2017, we had 1 week camp in Nagaland, Kohima Science College, Jotsoma. Okay, we had that program, 1 week program. And in that program, they had also third year students we allowed. Generally, it is for second year students. Third year students were also participating, third year, second year, first year, all. And then four teachers were attending. As if, I mean, they're participants. They attended that way with full concentration, with full involvement. They participated. Okay? And then that 2017 onwards, every time the teachers, one of the teachers, this is Roslyn, she writes to me how many students have cleared for JAM that year. Every year they have at least 4 students who clears JAM. Okay, because the mindset was changed at that through that program. So I mean that there is a change in mindset, how to prepare, what to learn, how to learn. Okay, and that affected, and not only to the students, also the teachers. So teacher guided them year after year, and they have this success. And the craze for MTTS program by their teacher, by the students, I tell you. So every year, of course, I mean, at least one program, their students, 2 or 3 students, they participate in MTTS program. This time, we had init math program, that means 7 days, I mean, 1 week program in Tripura. Okay, in Tripura. 2 students from Kohima Science College, girl students. They were selected for the main camp, which was supposed to be in June, I mean May, June. Okay? Their teacher wrote to me that these 2 students, they will not be able to go to the main camp because there will be their exams will be going. So they will not be able to go. So can they join? Can they join this Tripura camp? Okay. Luckily, I mean, many students, many from Assam, they dropped. They applied, but going to Tripura, okay, I mean, that's maybe very lucrative. Okay. So many dropped. So because we had some vacancies, I allowed them. Believe me, 2 girls from Kohima, okay, more than 38 years they traveled alone without any guardian. From Kohima to this train, two trains they changed, and then also bus and so forth. It took 38 hours for them, okay, to reach I mean Tripura, Agartala, and they participated. That's the dedication. Okay, so one way. So what if you want, I think those who would like to say, I mean, okay, JAM or why JAM? It's not necessary that it is IITs are the only places, good places for doing MSc. There are other places as well, but nevertheless, if you want to do one of these premier things, okay, somewhere you want to do well in entrance so that you can get a good place for doing your MSc, then 3 things. Again, analysis, linear algebra, okay, and modern algebra, if possible, modern algebra and differential equation. These 4 subjects you need to learn. Okay? You need to learn, and the best thing is learning, as I said, that you need to think. You should be able to think in these subjects, because there is no common kind of thing. You just prepare 100 problems and there will be say 6 or 7 will be common. No. In JAM kind of exams, that is not like understanding. You need to understand, you need to be able to think, and that's why. And okay, if you want to use the time, then so far as linear algebra, real analysis, these things are concerned, then I have given you the treasure.
Thank you.
I've given
Thank
you
you
the
very
treasure.
much. Thank you very much, Bhaba. So we are nearing the end of our session. So probably if Rifata has to say something, probably he can join. But I would like to thank Professor Sarma for giving us valuable time. And I'd also like to thank all the participants for their active participation. There have been a lot of questions, and I'm sure that all the participants have benefited from what Professor Sarma has said. And as you understood, probably that you have to approach real analysis as a new language, focusing on learning the definitions and convergence, as Professor Sarma said. So now, Rifata. Yeah.
Just before that, yeah, I should thank 15 minutes Sikha and all the participants for being here, and Anupam for suggesting me. And yeah, it was a very, very nice experience talking. Yeah, thank you all very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, there is one last question. There is a student who has joined from US, Drishti. Drishti, can you say what you want to ask Dr. Sharma? Are you there?
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
My question is, so how do you motivate students to be more interested in math?
Okay. So unless someone, I mean, okay. See, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, and I mean, many of us, we are concerned, we do not motivate a student, say school level. I mean, we can say that, okay, mathematics is good and these things, but we do not motivate someone to choose mathematics, okay? Because that's a responsibility. Okay? That I do not do. What I do, I try to take care those who have already taken mathematics, okay, chosen mathematics. So that's point. Now, those that the students or the people have chosen mathematics, but finding it difficult to go on, right? So how to motivate or how to encourage? You can encourage someone only when someone appreciates, and one will appreciate if one knows how to discover. Okay, so in fact, what we do, we use various methods so that the students, they discover mathematics on their own. You don't have to tell them. They discover definition, they discover results, proofs. So if you can do that, if someone can see, discover or create. So I mean, maybe it is discovery for you and me, but if someone discovers, it is a creation for the student. If a student can create something, create some mathematics, okay, create maybe, I mean, this need not be a new mathematics creation, but existing thing, someone discover or creates for himself or herself, then it becomes interesting, and that's how it goes.
Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Drishti. And পুনৰবাৰ ভৱদাক আজিৰ অনুষ্ঠানত উপস্থিত থাকি আৰু আজিৰ এই বক্তৃতাটো দিয়াৰ কাৰণে তেখেতৰ বহুমূলীয়া সময় আমাক দিয়াৰ কাৰণে আৰু ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীসকলৰ কাৰণে তেখেতৰ বহুমূলীয়া বক্তৃতাটো বহুতখিনি লাভৱান হ'ব নিশ্চয়কৈ। আপোনাক বহুত ধন্যবাদ। আৰু আজিৰ অনুষ্ঠানত উপস্থিত থকা সকলো ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰী আৰু শিক্ষক শিক্ষয়িত্ৰীলৈ আমাৰ আন্তৰিক ধন্যবাদ জ্ঞাপন কৰিছো 15 মিনিট শিক্ষাৰ তৰফৰ পৰা। পুনৰবাৰ পৰৱৰ্তী অনুষ্ঠানটোৰ বিষয়ে এবাৰ অৱগত কৰাব খুজিছো। পৰৱৰ্তী অনুষ্ঠানটো আমাৰ আগষ্টৰ 13 তাৰিখে হ'ব আৰু অনুষ্ঠানটো হ'ব ইংলিছ লেংগুৱেজ টিচিং পাৰ্সপেক্টিভছ প্ৰেক্টিচেছ এণ্ড পসিবিলিটিজ, আৰু আমাৰ বক্তা ফায়াজ আহমেদ, তেখেত মাস্কাটৰ সুলতান কবুছ ইউনিভাৰ্চিটিৰ প্ৰফেচৰ হয়। আশা কৰোঁ আপোনালোক জইন কৰিব, আৰু আপোনালোকৰ যিসকল ষ্টুডেণ্ট ইংৰাজীত ইণ্টাৰেষ্টেড তেওঁলোকক জনাব পাৰিব। ধন্যবাদ। আৰু আমাৰ অনুষ্ঠানটিৰ আমি সদায় 15 দিনৰ মূৰে মূৰে বিভিন্ন বিষয়ত আমাৰ 15 মিনিট শিক্ষাৰ তৰফৰ পৰা অনুষ্ঠান হয় আশা কৰোঁ আপোনালোকে জইন কৰিব আমাৰ এটা ইউটিউব চেনেল আছে 15 মিনিট শিক্ষা বুলি ফেচবুক পেজ এটাও আছে একে নামতে ইনষ্টাগ্ৰামো এটা একাউণ্ট আছে আৰু টুইটাৰ একাউণ্ট এটা আছে আৰু আপোনালোকে যদি ফলো কৰে তেতিয়াহ'লে আমাৰ অনুষ্ঠানবিলাকৰ বিষয়ে গম পাব আৰু ডিটেইলছ চেট বক্সতো দি দিয়া হৈছে পুনৰ সকলোলৈকে অশেষ ধন্যবাদ ভাৱদা অনুষ্ঠানটো ইমানতে সামৰণি মাৰিছোঁ
Okay, thank you, yeah.